Hello and welcome to the first ever podcast with me, Greg Oks.
Me, Amir Ubeid. What's going on?
So today we're gonna start by talking about the NBA draft that's gonna start tomorrow. We're just gonna go by and kind of do our projection for who we think is gonna be picked. We're just gonna do the top 10 because obviously this is a weak draft. So let's start. Obviously I think we both agree that the New Orleans Pelicans are going to take.
There isn't even any talk. Okay, about the first pick, bro. Who else? Who else is going number one?
I mean, it's going to be Zion, but
Zion.
You know
what? I'm still pissed off that the Pelicans got that pick.
That's
so whack to me.
Why are you pissed off that they got that pick?
Who wants to see Zion in a Pelicans jersey, bro?
Dude,
nobody.
The NBA needed that to happen.
The NBA is so whack for that, bro. I wanted Zion in a big market like New York, Chicago, bro. Even LA, they got a top 4 pick until they traded it.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have gotten that top 4 pick. I mean, come on.
They should not have. But I'd rather see Zion in a big market than New Orleans, bro, where his career is going to get wasted like the same thing that happened to Anthony Davis.
I think that the new look Pelicans, him with that team, it's going to be good. I don't
know.
Look, the NBA had to rig it where they won. They couldn't lose.
Why New Orleans? Why New Orleans, though?
Because,
of all the teams.
Well, first off, New Orleans had the bottom in the league attendance, and they've also had a problem with, keeping the ownership.
That's because the freaking arena is called the Smoothie King Arena, bro. Who wants to go watch a damn game in the Smoothie King Arena?
Not many, but it's just
Nobody.
Dude, it was. I mean, in 2013 when they got Anthony Davis, the team was owned by the NBA.
I know. That's why the Chris Paul trade didn't get through.
Yeah, I mean, you can't the team just kind of lost its owner, as now Gail Benson is the owner, the husband of the the person who originally bought the team. New Orleans isn't really a basketball city because the Saints are so good.
But there are so many other teams that also aren't basketball. Bro, a lot of teams aren't really basketball oriented, dude.
But what other team needed a player more than the New Orleans Pelicans?
You could argue the Suns, bro. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
Phoenix has been freaking so bad for so long.
But here's the thing:
the Knicks, bro. The Knicks need a star.
Who's competing with the Suns?
Haven't had anybody for so long.
But who's competing with the Suns? Who's competing with the Suns? In terms of their market, what sports team is competing with the Phoenix Suns?
I mean, it's not necessarily that a different sports team is competing. It's just that the team itself.
But they've had so many high draft picks. They had the first overall pick last year. They had the number 4 pick with Josh Jackson a few years ago. They got Devin Booker, the number 13 pick. They haven't made the playoffs in so long, but they keep getting good lottery picks. They've just not been able to develop their players.
They haven't had a generational type talent like Zion, G. That's the thing. Honestly, the only good thing about this draft is Zion Williamson, bro.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going that far, bro. Because sure, there could be. I think Ja and I think RJ Barrett are going to be decent, solid players for their whole career.
Decent,
but I don't think. Yes, dude. I don't think. I think their ceiling isn't that high. To be completely honest with you.
Okay, come on. You got to admit that RJ has a high ceiling. It's just the chance that he reaches that ceiling is very low.
That ceiling, bro. That's the whole thing. And that's the biggest part. I mean, who cares? Look at freaking Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins had the chance to literally be the best player of all time. He had the right body for it. He could defend coming out of college. He could score the basketball. He could do everything, and now look at him. He's getting overpaid, and everybody hates him, bro.
That's true. I mean, that's true, but it's also kind of his work ethic. He had that issue with work ethic, and that's not a concern that RJ Barrett has. He has the work ethic. He has the skills.
Listen, bro, coming into the draft, nobody questioned Andrew Wiggins' work ethic. It's after he came into the NBA. So there's no telling what could happen with RJ.
That's true. But
I don't know.
I don't know. The Pelicans needed this pick the most. They were. It's just in the end. It was in the NBA's interest to allow the Pelicans to have the number 1 pick because they didn't want there to be another turmoil and another selling of the team where no one wants to buy it. That's the issue. Is that the ownership right now doesn't really want the Pelicans. They would just kind of took them because they own the Saints, so they're like, you know what, we might as well take this team.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, if they start to suck, there's no reason why they'd keep the team. They didn't want the team in the first place. Like,
but the Pelican, the owner of the Saints,
didn't want him. It was kind of just like they took it because no one else did. It was owned by the NBA for a long time.
Yeah, I know. Nobody really wanted the Pelicans, but
exactly.
At the same time, I mean, why is it the NBA's job to save a franchise, bro?
Because
why should they care?
Well, see, it's in the commissioner's best interest. If a team goes for sale and no one buys it, that's bad for the league. That makes the league not look as structurally sound as of an investment. That hurts the value of the teams. So
that's a good point.
It hurts. So let's move on to the
let's
second
get
pick.
into it. I guess the second pick. I also think this is kind of a for sure.
Yeah,
John Morant. Bro.
Yeah,
especially this just got confirmed today.
Yeah.
Mike Conley gets traded to Utah. There's no way they don't take Ja with the second pick.
You're 100% right. I mean,
the reason they trade their franchise guy that they paid the biggest contract in the NBA to at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. They love that guy, Mike Conley.
They did. Mike Conley was
their future. Him and Jaren Jackson are going to be good.
Yeah. I was honestly very surprised with Jaren Jackson. I did not think he was going to be that good that fast.
Oh man, he's a stretch. He's a stretch, but he's an athlete. That's hard to come by, bro.
Low key, I think that he's gonna be and actually might be better than Ayton.
Really?
What?
I mean, I feel like that's a tough comparison to make.
It is, but
they play so differently, bro.
They do,
they're not even like.
It's just like career projections, like. Yeah. Ayton's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to stay in the league as long as Jaren Jackson will. You know.
Another thing is, I feel like Memphis is such a good run organization. Sure, they've struggled in the past couple of years, but
yeah, I would agree with you.
Good for so long, and I think that Jaren Jackson got in like a much better situation than. What's his name? DeAndre Ayton. Because the Suns, look at the Suns, bro.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before, and this is kind of why I think they deserve the number 1 pick because they really have no direction. They've had so many picks. Look at this guy, Dragon Bender, bro.
I mean, dude, no one thought that he shouldn't have but that's
he shouldn't have even been considered at the 4th overall pick.
No,
bro.
He shouldn't have.
Thinking about him, and the Suns are just really just putting a ton of talent together, and it's getting nowhere.
It isn't.
Absolutely nowhere. And I think DeAndre Ayton is screwed because of that, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've been the team that's messed up. It's just like a team like New York definitely deserved it over the Phoenix Suns. I mean,
New York, 1,000%. You know what? I'm not a Knicks fan, but I feel for the Knicks. Okay, I really do. I feel for the Knicks, bro, because you know what? The Bulls are damn near the same thing, okay? But the Knicks have it worse.
Yeah.
The Knicks really have it worse because they just have bad luck. Traded their whole future for who? For what?
Yeah, they got unlucky with that KD injury because it looked like KD was going to go there. And now
they're done. Their whole offseason plans, bro. Their whole offseason plans. Done. Yeah. Done. Kyrie's gonna sign with the Nets.
Oh, actually, it's being reported that the Nets might not sign him because KD's the only reason why they would have signed Kyrie was because Kyrie would be able to convince KD. That's a report that I just recently read on Bleacher Report.
What was it?
That the Nets are hesitating signing Kyrie because Kyrie's going to be unable to bring KD with him.
Really? But how does that help? So what you're saying is the Nets would rather have D'Lo than Kyrie by himself?
Yeah. Well, I
agree with that. I agree with that, man.
I think to
be completely honest. Okay, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm definitely gonna say this. I'm taking D'Lo over Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets, for sure.
I mean, I would
look at what D'Lo's done, bro. In his second year with them, he's younger than Kyrie.
Yeah, but if Kyrie can get you KD, you have to sign him.
And KD's already confirmed to be out for an entire season.
But you would take that risk. You would.
I mean, yeah. If I'm the Nets, I take that risk. But do they even have enough cap to sign both of them to max deals?
They actually do because when they traded Allen Crabbe, they made room for 2 max slots.
Max slots? I thought it was like 46 mil.
No, they made enough room. I think they made enough room for 2 max slots. They got rid of the pick and Allen Crabbe's giant $20 million contract.
I don't know how he got that contract.
It was that 2016 TV deal.
Even when what's his name? When
fucking Felicio got $8 million a year.
Bro. So whack. And what's this guy's name? Evan Turner?
Yeah. When
he got a bag.
When Timofey Mozgov got a bag.
God, the first deal of the offseason, bro. He got 64. Oh, I still can't believe that.
What about Luol Deng? Joakim Noah.
Dude, I still can't believe
Bismack Biyombo.
Oh my God, bro. That offseason was so bad.
It was terrible.
It was so bad, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So let's go with the third pick. Who do you think the New York Knicks are going to take?
I also think there were reports that they were looking at Darius Garland at the third pick, but I think they take RJ, bro.
Yeah, I mean RJ.
That's the biggest. That's definitely the safest choice.
Yeah.
For the Knicks.
In my opinion, I think RJ is better than Ja. That's just my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's just that.
I mean, also the Memphis, I feel like definitely needs a point guard, especially now.
I mean,
and they've been looking at a point guard.
They need.
It's a better situation. It's a better pick.
They need all positions though. You just
out of the 4.
Well, except for you can kind of slide. Jackson. You can kind of slide Jackson the 4 or the 5. So you can kind of you can kind of take any position, really. And I think that they're going to take Ja. They made it obvious by trading away Mike Conley, but I think they would have been better off keeping Mike Conley and taking RJ. I think that.
No, I don't necessarily agree with that, bro. Because I mean, not only is Mike Conley's getting up there, bro. He's not a young guy. You don't want to start building something. You don't want to. I think it was perfect what they did. They picked up a guy in Grayson Allen who low key he balled out in the D League or in the G League, bro.
I mean, so did Blakeney. And look at him on the Bulls.
Come on, man. He wasn't bad.
I mean, defensively, I mean.
That's a different story. But he was not bad. He's a volume guy, bro. They knew that from the beginning.
That's true.
So that's true. He's either hitting or he's not.
I mean, yeah. But, just because you ball out in the G League doesn't mean that you're going to do very well. Like, that's
completely honest. Bro, but didn't he have a crazy game?
Who?
In the NBA. Grayson Allen.
I'm not sure, but Grayson Allen. But Grayson Allen also did that in college, where he would, give you an amazing game, and then the next game he would play like straight dog shit.
He is very inconsistent, but I don't know. To be honest with you, they also got rid of Mike Conley's contract, and they got a bunch of young guys.
But you're not
over. like expiring deals.
I mean, you're not going to sign anyone. No one's going to sign and go to Memphis.
Grizzlies, yeah, bro. I mean, that didn't even happen like when they were in their prime, bro.
Yeah.
The grit and grind Grizzlies, like,
dude. I feel really bad. I think that if they were able to stay healthy in 2015 against the Warriors, that there was a good shot that they could have taken out the Warriors in 2015.
They were up 2-1, were they not?
Yeah, I mean, they lost Mike Conley and Tony Allen.
Yeah, oh my God, I forgot about Tony Allen.
But when you lose your first/second and third best player, it's tough, especially with a team like that where it's not like you have stars. It's just a lot of it's just like a lot of good players.
Hey, I have a lot of respect for Memphis, man. A lot of respect for Memphis. Yeah. That's why I think Josh should be very happy where he's going.
But the grit and grind was built by Jerry West. Jerry West is not there anymore.
That's true. But I don't know, man. Pretty good job in the rebuild. I think they did a pretty good job in the rebuild. I think trading Mike Conley was perfect for them. And I think they're going to start building something well. I mean, it's going to take at least 5 years until they're think where they want to be.
Just because it's the
where they want to be.
If they were in the East, I think they would too.
Story because
Yeah, I mean, the East is like top heavy, and then
it's very top heavy, and then it falls off at like 3, damn near.
I would say 5. I'd say
4. Boston. I'm not even considering Boston.
Really?
To be completely honest with you. Yeah, I don't think Boston is that great. They're about to lose Kyrie. They're about to lose Horford. I mean, they're gonna need the young guys are gonna need to step up, and they need to get the hell rid of Gordon Hayward, bro.
No, dude. I think that Gordon Hayward was coming off of a horrific injury. You saw that with Paul George the year that he came back from his injury. He just wasn't the same Paul George. But look at him now. He was an MVP candidate this year.
Okay, but bro, but there's a difference. There's a difference though. Okay, Paul George put up 21. Okay. He didn't put up 11 points a game off the bench.
Yeah, but look at what he did at the end of the year.
And he choked. He choked at the end of the year. First round again. So I mean, the whole goal is to win a championship, no?
Yeah.
Hayward. Let me tell you.
I think that if Kawhi leaves, Boston has a chance.
I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think so. Milwaukee is definitely taking it without the Raptors.
No.
They're hungry, bro. Giannis is hungry, bro.
Dude, but they're losing
0. They were up 2-0, bro. I'm telling you right now.
But they're losing their shooting. They're losing Brook Lopez, who...
Wait, how do you know they're losing Brook Lopez?
They're not going to be able to re-sign him. He's going to... Okay, Look, he played his way...
He signed for so cheap.
He played his way into a much bigger contract, and if you need to re-sign Chris Midd, and Chris Midd's gonna...
what he demanded, right?
What?
You know what he demanded, right? 5-year max.
Exactly. So you're not going to be able to afford to bring him back. You're not going to be able to afford to bring Mirotic back, even though obviously he, was awful against the Raptors. But that's just the type of player Mirotic is. He's just hot and cold.
That's bad. I mean, look at the Bulls, bro. Don't even get me started on Mirotic on the Bulls, man.
I mean, think about it. He averaged, like, for the first, I don't remember what season, he averaged like 25% for the first 2 months, and ended the season like a 40% three-point shooter. Like, you gotta realize how well he must have shot for 2 months or like the rest of the season for him to like counteract that 25% that he started with.
It's true. I don't know. He's a very streaky guy. He always has been.
Yeah.
When he's on, he's on. When he's not, he's not. And that's just the type of player he is, man.
Yeah. So that's why I think
my thing is even without those guys, man, Giannis. He's so good.
But I think the Raptors showed you that if Giannis doesn't have those shooters around him, that he's not that hard to take down.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's not that hard. I mean, we can't disrespect the Raptors, bro. They just won the NBA championship.
Yeah, okay? Of course.
We cannot disrespect them, but
I mean, I have the most respect for the Toronto Raptors. I made multiple bets.
You made bets?
I made bets at the beginning of the playoffs that Toronto would win the championship. Yes.
That's bold. That's very bold.
Dude, I just knew that the Warriors were not going to be able to they've been too healthy. Like,
they've gotten so lucky with injuries.
The fact that Klay Thompson has not missed a playoff game in his entire career, and he plays like it's just like that just doesn't happen. You know, KD didn't miss many games. Curry didn't. He missed games, but he wouldn't miss many. Like he would miss maybe 2-3 games in a series at max. Like they were too healthy, and especially with their depleted bench, they had to rely more on their stars. So
another thing is, the Warriors, not only did they get lucky with not getting injured, but they also got lucky with other stars getting injured.
Yes.
It seemed like every playoffs, bro, somebody else got injured.
Thank you. I don't understand. People are putting an asterisk on the Toronto Raptors championship. I'm like, what are you talking about? 2015, in 2015,
everyone got injured.
Every single team he faced, their starting point guard got injured. Bro, you had Drew Holiday got injured in the first round. In the second round, you had Mike Conley get injured. And then in the third round, you played Houston because guess what? The Clippers lost their starting point guard. It's just they got lucky. And then when they went to the finals, both Kyrie and Kevin Love. Like, come on. Bro, there's no asterisks for that championship.
The second best player on that team was Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah.
Dellavedova and Timofey Mozgov.
Yeah. Like, when people are saying that
still got 2 out of them.
And when they're saying that this championship has an asterisk, I'm sorry. Curry still had Draymond Green. Draymond Green could run circles around anybody else on that team. You had Iguodala, who could run circles around anybody else on that Cavs team.
Hey, let me tell you, listen.
Even Klay Thompson was only injured for, 8 quarters? I mean, you had him for the rest of it. You lost the first game where he was fully healthy. In the third game...
Bro, you got to think about it. Think about it like this. Game 6, Klay Thompson goes down with an injury.
Yeah.
Well, how many points does he have? 30. Already.
Yeah, I mean...
Already, he has 30 points, bro.
It just is what it is. You cannot put an asterisk on the Raptors. The Raptors...
Listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors could have easily won that series, though.
No.
I don't think it's any excuse that they were injured. Sure, that it sucks. But you know what? Curry makes that shot. The Warriors winning Game 7 because they're just like that, bro. Curry had a chance. Curry had a chance to win that game with 5 seconds left with that shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, the Raptors could have easily swept. Easily. I mean,
yeah, they could have won Game 2. They should have won Game 5. Yeah. Yep.
So if you really think about it, like, there shouldn't be any asterisks. They won fair and square. I mean, sure, they had 1 round with injuries. I mean, that just shows you that everyone else was healthy. When they played the Orlando Magic, they didn't lose any of their stars. When they were playing the 76ers, Embiid was magically sick every single game.
Every game.
Like,
that's
okay,
so whack.
Okay.
But then listen to this. Another thing, that's just a side note, bro. I can't believe how Embiid was complaining that he was sick, and then you have Enes Kanter in the Western Conference playing while he's fasting, bro.
Yeah,
That's a joke.
I mean, even look at what um shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Kyle Lowry was doing. He was playing with a fucking broken thumb.
Oh, facts.
Oh,
and what did he do? He destroyed, bro. Oh my god. You know what? Everybody always
diarrhea.
talks.
Like, come on. Like, is that really like if bro? Michael Jordan played with a fucking with food poisoning or
hangover
or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. That he was actually dead. Like, you could see that he was physically sick and that it was actually affecting him. And he balled out. Even Curry in the first game when he was dehydrated and he needed the IV drip or whatever. Like, he still played well. Like that. Like, having a minor illness is not an excuse. Diarrhea, it doesn't affect you at all. Come on. Like, that's just. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think. I mean, the Sixers are a shaky team. I don't know if we should get into that right now. I feel like this is kind of all over the place. But
Let's get back into the draft. We can
draft.
Yeah. So
I'm just like, there's so much to talk about.
There is. But like, if we talk about everything now, what are we gonna do with our next pick? Yeah. So the fourth pick belongs to the Pelicans. Let's assume right now that they keep it. Right?
Keep it. Like, because apparently the Bulls want to grab it.
No,
but
that's stupid.
If they do anything, oh my God! If they trade Levine for Lonzo and the fourth pick, I swear on everything, I'm done with Chicago.
Yeah, that's I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, there was because all those trades were all Bulls fans making. We're all making that. Well, it was before Anthony Davis. Plus, it was all fan-made trades. The only trade that was made by actual professional analysts was Chris Dunn and the 7th pick for Lonzo Ball. That was the only one that was made by actual professionals who get paid to think of this. Not just some Bulls fan who's sitting at his desk thinking, how do I get Lonzo Ball? No, it was a professional person. So who do you think is going to be taken with the 4th pick if the Pelicans keep the pick?
Well, I feel like that's hard to tell. I feel like definitely the best player available is going to be Darius Garland, but if the Pelicans keep Holiday, which I think they will, and they have Alonzo, it makes no sense to take another guard. So with that being said, in the case that the Pelicans do keep the pick, I say they take Cam Reddish.
What?
Yeah, I'd say they take Cam Reddish.
I think that they would.
They can run him. They can run Zion at the 4. They can run Randall at the 5, Cam Reddish at the 3, Lonzo and Jrue Holiday.
Nah, dude. I think most execs have kind of made it obvious that Cam Reddish is too big of a risk at a top 5 pick. Because, dude, he just is having, I think it was 36% shooting from the field. That's awful. I think they would go with someone like Hunter or Culver.
Really?
Yeah, those guys, they fit.
I don't think they take them that early, bro, because no one's really looking at those guys.
Really? The Atlanta Hawks are looking to trade up in order to get Culver.
As early as 4?
Yeah,
4? I don't think so.
The Atlanta Hawks.
You could trade down. You could trade down and get that pick.
No, dude. Look, you could trade down and get Cam Reddish. Most people don't project him to be taken until the 8th pick. Like,
yeah, I mean,
the reason Culver is, at least from what I've been reading, is that if you're a team that has a point guard, you take Culver because he's considered the 5th best player by most like analytics. You know?
I don't know.
It's just like Cam Reddish is too risky. He's too Ben McLemore.
Ben McLemore.
Dude,
you think?
Well, look, Ben McLemore he was basically Cam Reddish, except like
I don't know. They don't have the same. They're not even like the same body, dude.
No, I'm talking about
I don't think that's a good comparison at all.
I'm talking about play style, and I'm talking about play style and potential rather than like.
But Cam Reddish is definitely more of a slasher.
That's
definitely
true.
more of a slasher.
I'm saying that,
bro. Ben McLemore was a shooter.
Yeah, but people were expecting like
he was a guard.
But like, look, I think that Cam Reddish is either going to turn into a Ben McLemore type where he shows you flashes, he'll have games, he'll have stretches, but he'll never actually be able to like put that into a full season, or he'll turn into Tracy McGrady.
You think there's no in between?
Not really. Either he's gonna hone his skills, or he's not. That's just kind of how it's gonna be. If he hones his skills, he will be Tracy McGrady. Like,
okay, well, let's do this, bro. So let's take your point, okay, and let's say New Orleans, okay, and you are drafting a guy in Zion that is almost for sure to be a beast.
Yes.
Other guys that are very solid that you just picked up, young guys that you know you can build around, Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, that will be good players at least.
Yes.
You have a chance to draft somebody that you personally just said has a chance to be like T-Mac.
But the only way that he can do that is if he gets touches. And that's the issue is if he goes to that team, he's not. No, he's not.
He'll get touches.
He's going to be the okay.
Look, but listen,
here's the thing.
Zion's not going to be the ball handler.
He's not, but he's a. I would say
Lonzo is what? What is Lonzo?
Lonzo's
first guy.
Yeah, but he's ball dominant. He's ball dominant.
Cam Reddish plays off the ball.
Well, you saw how he did at Duke. He didn't play very well with Zion. I don't think the Pelicans would want to pick a guy who didn't play that well with the player that they're trying to build around. And look, the thing is, the rumor is that the Atlanta Hawks are trying to trade up to the 4th pick. That if they trade up to the 4th pick, they would take Culver. If this team is trying to trade up for this player, you know that's probably the only 2 players that people are trying to trade up for are Culver / Hunter. It's not known which one the Atlanta Hawks are trying to trade up for. And Darius Garland. Darius Garland doesn't fit, so it has to either be Culver or Hunter. Like, it's too much of a reach. If you want to reach and go for someone with potential, you go with someone like Bull. That boy balled.
Bull.
That boy balled out, but he has injury concerns. So you can't take him that high. That's the same thing with Cam Reddish.
Look what happened with Michael Porter Jr., bro. He was supposed to go number 1.
Yeah, and the injury.
And he missed the whole first season, man.
Yeah, that's just what happens.
That's crazy. It sucks.
That's why I think they would pick Culver. He's also a sophomore, so he's had more experience. So he's more experienced. You know, you can't have just a bunch of.
Okay, but what honestly, like, what's the upside on Culver?
I personally don't see that big of an upside, but I'm looking at what
he's going to be at best a role player.
But I'm looking at what league sources are saying, and people like Culver. Maybe he's had very good workouts, and they see something like that. But it seems that whenever I listen to people talk, Culver is the guy that they always talk about when they talk about the best non-point guard after the top three.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't necessarily disagree, but
I agree.
I will say this. I'll say that Cam Reddish definitely has a bigger upside.
Yes, but I just don't think that the
And I
Pelicans.
think if I'm the Pelicans, I'm taking that risk.
I don't look, but then you also have to think about it this way: if you get Culver, you can still trade him. If you get Cam Reddish, he's not as big of a trade asset in my opinion, because most GMs have Culver being a top 5, pick. So if you get him with the 4th pick, a team might still, want to trade something for him. But if you pick Cam Reddish, most people have him having a high potential, but it's just too big of a risk to trade him later. And
my thing is, I don't see any scenario where the Pelicans take a guy, don't trade the pick before the draft.
I see them trading the pick.
I feel like no. Well, I could see them trading the pick, but I feel like if they do trade the pick, it's going to be on draft night. Because why are they going to draft a player and then send him over somewhere?
But the thing is that the trade with the Pelicans is not technically through.
That trade's going through though, for sure.
I mean, it could change low key, because the Lakers need, if they want to clear up Mac's slot, they need to make sure that the trade doesn't go through till July 30th. And there is no reason why the Pelicans would wait till then, because obviously that hurts their chance of being able to trade the 4th pick. In which case, the only way for the Lakers to be able to get a max slot is to give the Pelicans another piece to ensure that they wait until the 30th.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I mean, there also talks about the Lakers trying to move some pieces around to get it anyways.
Yeah, but
I don't think there's any scenario where the Lakers let this trade fall through. There's just no way.
Exactly.
There's no way.
That's why the Pelicans have all the leverage.
At the same time, they don't. They don't.
How?
Because the Pelicans, listen. Pelicans is like, you won that trade. If you're like, both teams won.
Yeah. No,
because
actually,
it's either Anthony Davis walks, or they get all these pieces.
I don't think the Lakers win.
All of that. They got all of that when they knew that Davis was walking in a year.
I don't think the Lakers win until they re-sign Anthony Davis.
They're going to re-sign Anthony Davis. They are.
But here's the thing. That's the same thing that was said about Dwight Howard. If
Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis aren't even like on the same level, man.
At the time they were.
I don't even think so, because bro, Dwight was already gonna have back surgery.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Dwight Howard was okay, look.
Dwight Howard was okay. Dwight Howard was a dog, bro.
And at the time, like, even with the surgery, people were still expecting him to be, a star. The same guy. Like,
besides the severity of his injury.
I know, but what I'm saying is Dwight was able to, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that Dwight was saying that he was going to resign. He finished the season. He didn't like the situation.
Okay.
He got out of there.
You're missing a really big thing. You're missing a really, really very big point.
Okay.
With Kobe Bryant. That's all I need to say.
But Kyrie Irving. That's my point to you. Kyrie didn't enjoy playing with LeBron. Not everybody likes playing with LeBron, and you don't know.
That's not even true. Listen to this, bro. If Kyrie didn't enjoy playing with LeBron, him that season apologizing for what he said.
Well, look.
Answer me that question.
look,
Because
he wasn't enjoying it at the time.
He won Kyrie a championship.
But look, just let me finish
Why
what I'm trying to say.
leaving Boston?
Look, the only reason why he would want, is saying now that he would want to go back with LeBron is because the situation that he has now is worse. That's true. But at the time, Kyrie was not enjoying his time. If the same thing is true with Anthony Davis, even if he regrets it later, he might not want to stay playing with LeBron because he didn't enjoy it for that time and doesn't realize how good it is to play with LeBron.
Listen to this, though. There's also a huge thing that you're also not talking about. Huge. And it's mainly the reason why Anthony Davis is on the Lakers to begin with.
And
That's what I'm going to say. Rich Paul, Clutch Sports.
Look, Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis Anthony Davis has the power. If Anthony Davis doesn't enjoy his time with the Lakers and wants to leave, guess what he can do? Just do what he did with his. Do what he did with his last agent. His last agent didn't want him to go to the Lakers, so you know what he did? He got an agent who he knew was going to definitely get him to the Lakers.
I don't know, man.
It just.
I don't know, man. Look, I don't see it happening.
If he wants out, if he wants out, he's out. That's it's just this. It is what it is.
Yes, I don't know.
And also if they don't win a championship in the next 2 seasons, I also think that the Pelicans kind of won, because if they don't win a championship by 2025, the team's not going to have LeBron. AD is going to be, on the decline. He's probably not, they're probably not going to be able to sign a free agent because obviously they're still going to have their, I just don't think that the Lakers is as good of a spot. Like they never actually, I don't remember the last time that the Lakers actually signed a marquee free agent since LeBron. They traded for Gasol. They traded for Kobe. They also didn't they trade for Shaq?
They signed him. He was a free agent.
Well, Shaq, but that's like the only one who you could think of. Even like when the Lakers were during their heyday, Magic Johnson they drafted and Kareem they traded for. They don't really get like marquee free agents. It's really through trades. I mean, no team really gets free agents. It's usually through trades, and I feel like that's how the league works, bro. I know, but they traded away all their assets in order to make any trades because they can't trade their picks that they have now. They can't trade because of the Brooklyn Nets rule or the New Jersey Nets rule. They can't trade consecutive picks, so they don't have that assets in order to do that. So they can only trade their picks on the year that they have it. And Anthony Davis is going to make them a little bit too competitive to make their picks, sexy. But do you realize the 2022 draft, how loaded that draft is going to be?
I haven't really done much thinking about that far into the future.
See, here's the thing. In 2022 is the year when high school players are going to be eligible to play. So you're going to have the high school players coming in and the college players coming in. So you're basically getting two draft classes worth of players in one draft. Like because you're going to get
the only thing is I think you're there. I don't think you can say that because of the best high school players get drafted, bro. Almost everybody, even like the top 10 prospects, bro, most of them go to college.
Okay,
look, and get that experience before they go to the league.
Look, if RJ Barrett was able to just go to the draft, he would have gone to the draft. He would have been taken top 5. If
what?
RJ Barrett, if he went into the draft like last year instead of going to college, he would have been a top 5 pick.
Okay, yeah, probably.
So that's what I'm saying is you're going to get the best players from the high school class of 22 and then the best players from the 2021 class. So you're going to get the top.
When does Bronny graduates the 23rd, right?
No, I think he's in that draft. He's going to be
2023.
He's 2023. I think he's 2022.
Oh, he's a freshman this year.
Yeah, so he's 2022, isn't he?
Next year, I mean.
So
yeah, no, he's a freshman next year. He's 2023.
He's 2023. But yeah. I mean, there's gonna be another kid every year. There's always a kid. Always the top 3 players are always like they're gonna be one and dones anyway, and they're gonna be like think about it. RJ was projected to be the number 1 pick. So if you went into the draft before, he would have been a top 5 pick. Cam Reddish was projected to be the 3rd pick, and he was a 3rd ranked player. So he's probably going to be a top 10 pick. So what I'm saying is the top 5 high school recruits are going to still be lottery players if they go 1 year early. And because
I don't think that's necessarily true, bro.
I mean,
listen, especially not in the they change it back because it was always a risk to take a high school kid, right? Like,
yeah, but right. It was a risk, but
off. And I don't think teams would be willing to waste their top 10 pick on that big a risk, especially not if it hasn't paid off in so long.
But I think
it's a huge risk.
I think teams like that the first year that it happens, teams are going to do it just because they're going to forget about how risky it is, and they're just going to salivate at the fact that this player is a year younger and that he's more moldable because obviously he hasn't played in a system and he's young. He has more potential because when you go into college, you kind of see like where these guys kind of actually are.
That's the beauty of college, bro. Especially if you're drafting a player.
But here's the thing.
That just proves my point, man.
But look at this. Like,
see how they turn out. That's why they go to college. That's why the rule was put in place to begin with.
But players aren't even going to college anymore.
What do you mean?
LaMelo Ball is going to the NBL. Another top 10 player is going to the NBL. And just a few days ago, Kenyon Martin Jr. is not going to Vandy anymore. He's going overseas. Those are 3 top 20 prospects that aren't going to college. They're going overseas.
I don't know.
It's just, I really think that teams are gonna risk, especially if there's gonna be a top 3 heavy draft. You're telling me that in this year that if a team had a chance to draft any of the top 5 players from this year's recruiting class, that they wouldn't take him with the 4th pick?
Ooh.
Okay, I'm not. I usually don't follow like the high school recruiting class, but I think
what are you talking about?
I don't know, whoever the top pick is, whoever, like, it doesn't matter. Every year
it depends like a lot.
Who's Cole? Cole Anthony. I would take him over Darius Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
I think teams will risk it. If Andrew Wiggins was a one and done, he would have been a number 1 pick either way because of just how much, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it was a one and done. You mean out of high school?
Yeah, right out of high school. He would have been the number 1 pick either way, or a top 3 pick. if RJ Barrett went straight from high school, he would have been a top 3 pick because he had.
I don't say top 3.
Yeah, I'm.
I'm trying to think who got drafted last year. Top 3:
Ayton, Bagley,
Doncic, and Bagley.
Yeah. Okay.
Top 3.
Look, I think that he would be taken over Bagley because Bagley was.
But dude, what about Doncic? So if you're saying if he gets taken over Bagley, he gets taken over Doncic, and that's not
No. Because the Sacramento Kings were the only ones stupid enough to take Bagley with the second pick. It would have been.
Oh, bro, I don't know why you're disrespecting Bagley. Bagley is a very, very solid player.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he's a solid, not a solid player, but
a great rookie year.
But the Sacramento Kings are the only team that would have taken him over Luka Doncic, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But most mock drafts had it like that, though. Like, it was just, no one really predicted Doncic to be as good as he was. Why do you think the Hawks traded him?
Because they thought, I think that trade was a pretty good trade now that you look at how Trae Young turned out. I think they just liked Trae Young, and they knew that taking Trae Young with the 3rd pick was just too early, that they could get assets for it. So they traded down because...
And what asset did they get, dude?
They got a pick. They got 2 picks. They got Young and a pick. So they got... How
good is that pick, though?
Obviously they didn't think that Doncic was going to be at, a dude who probably could have made the All-Star team if he was on the East. People thought he was going to be good, but no one thought that he was going to be this good right from the get-go.
That's true. That's true.
He had probably one of the best rookie seasons
we've seen since LeBron.
Yeah.
Easily.
So it's like it's just hard. So let's look at the 5th pick, right?
Okay. To be honest with you, I think after this pick we should wrap it up because it's been like an hour, bro. This is a long podcast.
Okay, well we'll end. We'll go.
We'll do this. This is only the first episode.
Well, we should talk about the Bulls pick though.
Okay, you know what? Then we'll talk about the Bulls pick.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Bulls. You already know we Bulls fans. We gotta talk about this pick.
Yes. Okay. So
I want to hear what you have to say first before I say anything.
If Darius Garland is not on the board, and if Cam Reddish is not on the board, the Bulls should trade the pick.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
The Bull, all these Bulls fans who are saying that the Bulls need a point guard. Yeah, we do need a point guard, but next year's draft is point guard heavy. Let's even if we draft a point guard this year, we're still going to be a lottery. We're still most likely going to be a lottery team. We're not going to make the playoffs. The point guard this year, the point guards this year, whether it's Kobe White or Darius Garland, are not going to put us over the edge. We're still going to be a lottery team. We're still going to get, in my opinion, a better point guard prospect than we would have next year than we are this year.
I don't know. I think my number one guy that I would want to have is honestly Garland is on draft night projected to which is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he's projected to go any higher than the Bulls pick, I say we trade up.
Who?
I say we trade Chris Dunn and our pick and maybe a future.
To get who?
Garland.
No,
think so.
No.
Yes, bro. Okay, but listen, we need to dump Chris Dunn somehow.
No. Why? He's a free agent. He's a free agent. Why do we need to dump him?
No, he's not. He's a free agent.
This is his last year on his rookie deal. We're paying him pennies on the dollar. I don't understand why Bulls fans are trying to get rid of Chris Dunn.
I'm trying to get rid of Chris Dunn.
Look, Chris. We don't need to get rid of Chris Dunn. last time I checked, he's still on his rookie deal. This is the last year of his rookie deal. So if we don't want him, we could just let him walk. Why do we need to pack? Like, he has no trade value. So let's just not trade him. It's just there's no point in trading him.
Well, my thing is, bro, I don't want to be stuck with like Kobe White, bro.
That's why I think that,
and that's probably what's gonna happen.
No, we take Cam Reddish.
But what if Cam Reddish gets taken too? Because like we were talking about earlier, his ceiling is so much higher than most other people that are gonna be taken in front of him.
Okay, but if both Darius Garland and Cam Reddish are both gone by our pick, we don't draft anyone. We do not need. There's no one in this
trading then, bro. Who do we trade it to?
No one
even wants the 7th pick because everybody knows it's a shit draft.
But look, we could, even if we trade the 7th pick for a future, like a 2nd round pick this year and a 1st round pick next year from a team that's like a playoff contender, I'd rather have that than taking Kobe White. Because if we take Kobe White, or it's just, we're not, that's bad. We can sign a free agent point guard that will be good enough to play for the team for this year while we wait for next year.
Who wants to come to Chicago, Greg?
Patrick Beverley.
Dude, he's not good enough, bro.
Well, we're not making the playoffs anyway. I don't understand. If we draft Kobe White,
I think that's debatable, actually.
What do you mean? What is debatable?
Can't make the playoffs.
Look, oh, come on. I'm a diehard.
So am I.
I'm a diehard Bulls fan.
The Magic made the playoffs this year.
But they
Pistons made the playoffs this year.
But
they were so bad.
Okay, but the Magic had an all-star.
Okay, bro, you're telling
me the Pistons had an all-star?
You're telling me that Levine's not going to be an all-star next year?
I'm not saying that he's not going to be an all-star, but I'm saying that we're not going to make.
Is averaging 20 a game next year.
Here's the thing: Darius Garland is not going to put us over the top. I think that Patrick Beverley this year would do better than Darius Garland his rookie year.
Yeah.
So you put Patrick Beverley in there.
What do we do with that pick, though, Greg? What is it that we do?
We trade it for a future pick. It's a 7th pick. So a team that's maybe projected to fight for playoff contention, we trade it to them. Because what we have to realize is the lower lottery picks are not as bad as they used to be. Look at the fact that the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, and the Lakers, all teams that were not projected to be in the top 10, all made it in. We trade our pick to, let's just say, the Pistons. They give us this year's pick and next year's pick for the 7th pick.
Okay.
With their pick, we take someone with a little bit more risk, like Bol.
Okay.
And then...
Wait, what pick do the Pistons have?
Okay, so the lottery is 16th.
Does Bol even fall to the 16th pick?
Look, Bol is a mystery. He
really is.
I mean, a lot of mocks have him going anywhere from 10th to 20th.
It's tough to say if he falls all the way there.
I think he does, because it's just because I think the only reason why he does is because the last 2 years has been a very big man heavy draft. Have just been big man heavy.
Yes.
But
then you gotta think about it like this. Almost every team in the NBA has a guard.
But not every team. Every team is looking
have a good guard.
Low key, there's probably only I can't even name 20 teams where I can name their starting point guard for next year.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's see.
We're not gonna go through all of this, are we?
Look, they're the Suns, the Bulls, the Knicks, the Magic, all
Knicks have 3 point guards.
Bro, but again, you don't know who their point guard's going to be. And all their point guards are pretty ass.
Yeah.
Like, okay, are you telling me that Dennis Smith Jr. is their point guard of the future? Hell no. He has absolutely no value. I bet, if they try to trade Dennis Smith Jr. now, I'm telling you right now,
that freaking trade they made with the stupid Mavericks was retarded.
It's like, come on. It's just not going to happen. It's just there are a lot of teams without a good point guard. And there's almost no team that has their starting point guard and shooting guard locked. Except for got teams that are deep in the playoffs who are, locked for the playoffs. They're the only teams that have their 1 and 2 locked. Every other team either needs a 1 or a 2, and every single team wants a 3-and-D guy. They'd rather take a 3-and-D guy than risk going for a center when they already have one.
Yeah,
the only team that I could see going for Bol early would be the Atlanta Hawks, but I very much doubt that they keep their picks. Yeah, they have 6 picks this year. They are not signing all 6.
Jesus.
They have the 10th, the 8th, the 17th, and then three second rounders.
Huh.
They gotta. I don't even think
they literally make a whole lineup with this draft.
Exactly. So they're the only teams that would obviously be willing to risk it, but I doubt they keep their picks. They're trading up.
Right.
And if we get a low, if we get the 5th, we trade down to the 15th pick, we get Bol before they can.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
I mean, even risking it with a foreign player like Demboya. Why?
I don't know. I tell you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The foreign players before Doncic and Porzingis, they're very, very hit and miss.
But he literally looks like Pascal Siakam with a shot.
Pascal Siakam can shoot.
I mean, Pascal Siakam when he first came into the league, and Pascal Siakam can shoot, but not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
He's
not a shooter, but he can shoot.
He can shoot if he's open, but he's not a shooter.
A lights out, I guess. I guess
Demboya is Pascal Siakam, but a better shooter. That's a better way to say it. A better shooter.
Okay.
And honestly, I think that prospects are going to get better and better now that the 3-point line is getting moved back in college hoops.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's those point guards.
It's gonna be good. There's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Next year's draft, you're really gonna see the players that are gonna be able to transition well into the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.